Hey everybody, Bobby here. So I've been feeling a lot of guilt. I've been feeling like somewhat of a fraud. And, I know this can be a lot about imposter syndrome, but I want to make this video so that I could share with you my internal thoughts, and hopefully this will connect with some of you out there and maybe make yourselves feel a little bit better. I'm not sure. But even though I know, and I've had tons of experience, decades of experience of working in the industry, working on big projects, it never feels like that was real for some reason. Or at least I, look at movies and everything like they're such a big deal. Blockbuster video games, whoever works on those, it's such a big deal. And yet, for anything that I work on, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal, even though I've worked on projects with Tim Burton, Super Mario Brothers movie, Men in Black, Ghostbusters. I worked on Steven Spielberg projects before as well. Many of them I don't get credited. That's a whole nother thing that adds to the imposter syndrome. And I know many of you also feel that, because credits can be quite political sometimes. How long did you work on it? What was your contribution? Maybe you were from a secondary studio. You weren't working at the main studio. And in many cases, those outsourcing studios only get a certain amount of credits, even though a giant amount of people actually worked on the thing. So sometimes I don't feel like I deserve certain credits as well. Oh, you liked that movie? Oh, you liked my TV show? Well, it wasn't, honestly, I didn't do that much on it. That's how I feel about it, because the people around you in these giant, amazing projects, they're incredible. They are mind-blowingly incredible. I look at them, I go, these guys are up here. I am faking it, right? So when I get praises and things like that online, it's super nice. I really appreciate it. And at the same time, I feel bad because I feel like a fraud. Even my online persona, I don't swear online, or at least I try my best not to swear online. This wasn't a conscious thing. This was because there was a period of time where I wasn't swearing very much at all, maybe none at all. And then one day, during one of my streams, I swore, or a video or something, I swore. And the next day I got this email or a comment that said, "Hey, Bobby, I watch your videos with my son. He's a little kid, and we are very surprised to hear you swear in your last video. He looks up to you, this and that, and you've let me down. You've disappointed me." Oh my God, that was heart-wrenching. That was just heart-wrenching to read and to know. So after that, I made a conscious effort not to swear anymore in any of my videos or just online in general. But do I swear? Yeah. Among my friends, in private settings, I can definitely swear. Sometimes I get upset. Sometimes I get lazy. And as a person that is always talking about motivation and getting off your butt and doing things, yes, absolutely. Sometimes, man, I get lazy. And that puts even more guilt on me, because I know people out there don't think of me like that. I can also be very negative, even though I'm a very positive person. Sometimes I could get quite negative. Family situations, perhaps, my own personal situations, who knows? There's plenty of reasons, especially nowadays, for people to get negative. What you see in social media or these YouTube videos is really just a filtered slice of what I want you to see, to be perfectly honest. Sometimes I would make these vlogs of my trips around the world to all these different places, exotic places, and really fun events and all that stuff. Well, my life isn't always that glamorous. You rarely see me post when I come to work all by myself. It's very, very early in the morning. It's still dark by the time I get to work. And by the time I leave, the sun's gone and it's night again. Very not glamorous kind of stuff that nobody would really want to see. But isn't that what a lot of people do online? Like, a ton of the things that we see nowadays are fake to an extent. I remember reading about the controversy of Little Bow Wow and his private plane that wasn't real. Or I've heard about the stories of people renting fake money for music videos or social media, renting a fake plane to record social media videos. And we haven't even got into filters and then AI, making people's lives and making people to a standard that nobody can live up to. Here's another one that I don't know if it's fake, but it boggles my mind. Apparently, I worked on the highest grossing Christmas movie ever. How is that the highest grossing Christmas movie ever when you don't sell tickets? It wasn't in the theater. Not sure how that's calculated, but there's literally a term that's called Hollywood accounting. Essentially meaning that numbers are pushed around so freely that you're able to make something look like it made money or lost money. And that's when I was shocked and I was like, oh my goodness, I take it all with a giant grain of salt now. However, not all of these things were bad. It was never my goal to try to be a role model, but when people started to say and identify me as a role model, it made me want to do better. It made me want to live up to those standards of being that role model. But if only people knew that, yes, I created Schoolism to help others, but mainly it was just to help myself. It was to help myself learn more. And now I had a whole online school where I can learn nonstop, one course after the next. And that's how I got good at art. And that was also a giant reason why I started Schoolism. But when I did, it helped out a lot of people, and people would thank me and tell me how it's helped their lives out, not just their careers. Things like that. And that created a want inside me to be a better person and want to live up to the standards, the expectations that people would have for me. That also pushed me to actively learn to be better. Not just in art, but just to try to be a better person. And what happened then was I started to meet like-minded people, because like-minded people generally will gravitate towards each other, especially I find when you're trying to do good things. People that are also trying to do good things gravitate towards others with the same goal. And probably one of the biggest things that's really helped me deal with all these thoughts of, oh, I'm a fraud, I'm an imposter, was really all about defining my principles of success. If people think that you are better than you are, or you do things better than you do, now I just think, okay, am I doing everything I can to get up to those standards? Am I putting in the time? Am I putting in the effort? Am I trying to do things logically? If I'm doing all three of those things, there's nothing else I can do. And so that, to me, is success. And if people still have this perfect view of you or me, well, that's out of my control. And meeting their expectations should not be my gauge for success. And once I adopted this belief, it increased my self-worth, and now I'm far more okay with being a fraud. And that's it. I just wanted to share these thoughts with you, so I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time.